In the 1880s, the Illawarra railway line was snaking its way down to Sutherland Station, which had to bridge the Georges River, a river that divides the Shire with the rest of Sydney. This, of course, needed to be bridged, so from 1883 to 1885, a single-track bridge crossed it at Como. As the years went on, it proved to cause several delays, as big, heavy freight trains and tall, packed passenger trains had to cross it one train at a time. So, in 1972, the old single-track bridge was converted to a pedestrian footbridge, and a larger, more heavy-duty double-track bridge took its place. In 1977, the Great Granville train disaster occurred, killing 84. The cover-up for that crash stated the tracks had been widened out over wear and tear. However, this wasn't true at all. But one thing no one considered, was it an actual problem for the network? That would be answered in one of the most terrifying days in Como's history. January 25th, 1985. An average Tuesday. The 6-car RSET R4 was heading towards Bondi Junction on the Illawarra line. It leaves Como railway station, headed for its next stop, Oatley, with around 100 passengers on board. It curves around a bend right before the Como Bridge, and as the train starts to rumble over the river, it happened. The back car of R4 derails, sweeping towards the side of the bridge, pushing over the steel barriers on the bridge as it skids along until the train stops. Some passengers tried to stay as still as possible, thinking that one small bit of unbalance would send the train straight into the river. The bottom deck windows were completely smashed from the fence, startling many passengers. Miraculously, only 2 people were injured. The train driver's union chief Bernie Willengale and state opposition spokesman Terry Mefferell said it could have been a disaster. But what happened? A preliminary report concluded that the cause was because of 2 factors. The Australian summer is well known for being hot. Stupid hot. Temperature approaching 47 degrees Celsius. But that only assisted in causing the crash. The real problem was the poor maintenance work on the track, with some of the anchors that held down the sleepers, aka the beams that support the rails, slipping right off them. This was the blamed cause for the 1977 Granville train disaster, poor maintenance of the tracks. However, since it was just a quick cover-up, no actual effort was put in to help rectify the problem, as everyone thought it was fine. In the end, R4 was repaired and put back into service. However, a key thing about the RSET trains was that they were just 2 L-sets, also known as T-sets at the time of the crash, coupled together. And the L-sets were just 3-car variants of the 4-car S-set trains, which commonly consisted of 2 sets coupled together to make an 8-car train, like most of the network. The 6-car R-sets were never coupled with one another. From 2011 to 2012, many L, R and S-set carriages were scrapped at Chullora, whilst the remaining L and R sets were converted into S-sets. From 2018 to 2019, all remaining S-sets were scrapped, besides some other carriages. 3 prominent carriages were preserved and made into an L-set, however no R-sets have been formed from preserved carriages. But this wasn't the only incident to happen at the Como rail bridges. As the years went on, a popular illegal trend was to try and dive off the old Como rail bridge, aka the one that was converted into a walkway. Tragically, on December 23rd, 2017, 23-year-old Connor Egan died while landing on the water. It's been 34 years since this crash, and hopefully the Como rail bridges won't have more incidents.